So this area right here and this area right here, the clear coat was starting to do what it does on Toyota. This is just debris. It's starting to delaminate here. So this area was sanded down and it was feathered out and smoothed out to smooth those transitions of where that the clear coat peeling was at. And then the area was clear coated. The whole door panel was clear coated again. And then the same on this section right to this side. This is just dirt right here, but up to this dividing line right here, all the way around, back up to here, and then right to this line that you see. This has not been finished yet. It's going to be still needs to be wet sanded right here just to feather this out, and then what do you call it, rubbing compound to finish buffing that out. But already you can see just the 3 layers of clear, and basically it sealed that in just so that further damage doesn't happen, was the biggest thing that was desired to be prevented on that. And then the same on this one. But those are the only door panel or hood areas that the clear is peeling from. And then this very much replaceable plastic rear spoiler is peeling as well. Other than that, the vehicle needs to be polished, but it's in really good cosmetic shape other than that. So none of that going on this side at all. The other side is where I park. I back up to my house, and the brick from the house in the heat of the Texas sun here is just kind of cooking it, reflecting on that side. So no accidents on this vehicle at all. So it's been run through the car wash a few times, but it has not been buffed out. So this is just the natural look of everything. The rotors and the brakes were just replaced less than 10,000 miles ago. I've got the records on that. The brake fluid was flushed during that same process, so it's all good to go. The window tint on here is a UV reflective tint, so it's a lot cooler inside than normal. It's got the roof rack. No hail damage or anything like that either. Try to show as many of the lines on the vehicle as possible. This lighting is really good for this, so you can see how undented the finish is. This I need to snap back in. It's just a piece of trim, so I gotta spend a couple minutes and snap that back in. I'm trying to point out any dents or defects on the way as I do this as well, so you can see it in high definition. This just is just dirt on here, not scratches. Let's see any door panel dings at all. We've owned this vehicle since it was brand new. Wheels are a little bit dirty, but I don't see any defects on them. Here's one little scratch that could be polished out, I guess. On the hood's in really good shape. I'm trying to give you that first. So I don't see any dents at all. There's a tiny little paint chip for a touch-up pen. A little bit of sticky goop right here that needs to be buffed off. Just a couple little, there's a tiny little chip right there. Small little chip right here that needs to be treated in paint pen. Lead edge isn't bad at all. I don't see anything but real micro, maybe little micro tiny chips like this. Some bugs splattered here on the front. I could use a polishing, of course. Let's see. Looks like that might be a tiny little paint chip right here. Again, $15–20 touch-up pen takes care of all that stuff. Perfect quarter panel here, no deficiencies except for this. Same on the passenger side door. Boarding steps are in good shape. Some paint splatter, not paint splatter, what do you call it? Buffing wheel splatter, because I started to just kind of shine this up a little bit just to see what I needed to do there. So there's a little bit of this splatter. You can see the windows are all around wrapped in a high quality tint. That was from Car Toys. And it was the best, most premium stuff that they had. So it does have the third row seating in here as well, under here. One-time use for the back seating here when we took our nephews to Disneyland from Texas. Same with the back seats. I think that was the only time the back seats have ever been used. We do not have children, we do not have any pets, so we do not smoke. So there's none of that to worry about. These are literally almost unused, these back seats. They spend more time in the down position than the up position. And then you also have inside here is like a center console option insert that you can put in place of this seat right here, the middle seat. So let's see, the AC is ice cold in this. The compressor just finally went out at 192,000 miles. We're at 192,800. So last weekend, brand new compressor, all new coolant, vacuumed down properly, tested on gauges. It has never had an AC leak in this system ever. It was just the compressor finally went out at 191,500 miles, and just replaced that. Just replaced the radiator. Hang on, let me open the hood here. So since the AC compressor was getting replaced right down here, it was perfect timing. So this is literally last week. AC compressor brand new. The serpentine belt that drives all these gears down here was replaced. The oil was replaced. I need to update this. Oil was just replaced. That's the previous oil change at 187.6, and it was just replaced at 192.7. I think I'm at on this thing right now. The brake pads and rotors were done on 3 of 23. Spark plugs were done on 3/13 of 23 this year. I've got all that documented. They're also done another time before we actually moved this vehicle around out of state for a couple of years. So these plugs have actually been done twice, which is a major job. It's like 5.5 hours of labor. It's expensive because 3 of them are back in here. So you would never have to replace these spark plugs again for the life of this vehicle. The water pump was just replaced at the same time when the serpentine belt and the AC compressor clutch was all replaced. Let's see, what else? Something else was done in here. I'm trying to remember what it was while I was doing that. Oh, I think I mentioned it briefly, but the entire, so you have your cooling fins there, but the radiator portion itself, the cap and the actual entire radiator was just replaced at the exact same time. I've got all the receipts on that. With brand new high mileage Toyota OEM, not high mileage, the pink fluid that you need for Toyota. So you'll never have to replace that coolant again. That'll be good for another 100,000 miles in there. You're good on that. What else here? What else? Yeah, so you can see the color of your brake fluid is nice and yellow. It's not all burned and brown like you'll see on a old vehicle. So this whole thing was basically redone with the intent to keep this as a spare vehicle, but I'm looking into buying a truck. So instead of getting the $10,000 plus on a trade-in, I'd rather negotiate my own deal and sell this one for about the same. So it gives somebody else a good deal instead of a dealership. they're killing people on used vehicles right now. So this is our family vehicle. It has been just for my wife and I forever, and I don't want a dealer just stealing it from us. As the inside of the vehicle goes, super clean. I do have the floor mat. It's just dirty, so it needs to be, you know, what do you call it? Shampoo. I couldn't think of the word. Shampooed. All of this detailing stuff is in excellent shape. I don't see any little bit of goop on there. I don't see any scratches on any of it. I did upgrade this, the head unit entertainment system. Let's see here. I don't know if that even translates on video, but as far as sound quality, it sounds really good. Basically, there's no crackling or scratchy, busted ass speakers or anything like that. The sunroof moonroof combo works perfectly for that part, and then hardly ever use this thing, so no leaks. Original headliner in the vehicle and no sagging. Condition of the steering wheel is excellent shape. It's not worn or disgusting looking like some vehicles get. The driver's seat is in really good shape. The leather is still supple, and this part right here, you know, from the driver, you know, sitting on it and stuff, this part is of course wrinkly as you expect. And this part right here, this cover was replaced one time already. You buy these on eBay for about 15 bucks. You remove a couple screws and slap on the new ones. So it does have, from where my elbow sits on there, worn, basically cracked and kind of worn. But for 15-20 bucks on eBay, you can buy this exact same piece right here with the stitching and all that other jazz. So seat back's in good condition. Headrests are all present and accounted for. Again, the back seat is just, sorry about the lighting, it's just basically never been used. So everything's good in here. So I'm up on the Jersey Village side of town, northwest Houston, Beltway, Highway 290 area, if you want to come take a look at it. And the only thing I'm going to need to do is, it is my daily driver, so I'm only considering selling this to purchase a heavy duty truck, a 3/4 ton. So I do have the current registration as well in the glove box I need to put on there. Oh, one little chip on the windshield right here, very tiny, but it is chipped right there. So, and then I see one tiny little kind of a, almost like a dent, I guess I'd say. There you go, you can kind of see it right there. That's the only dent that I'm actually aware of. I'll probably put a little bit of a effort into buffing this vehicle when I buff out that other side this weekend. I'll probably put a little bit of effort into actually doing a machine polish on here as well, just to make it shine the way it should again. So, you know, give it a lot more glitz and glimmer, especially on the hood. But it shows really well. It looks really nice. 2010 Toyota Highlander Limited V6 3.5 liter, two-wheel drive. And there is one 2010 Limited in a junkyard right now here in Houston that has a good top right here. This is very easy to replace, and I can't imagine it'd be more than $100. Be a lot cheaper than paying for it to be painted, I believe. So, I mean, that actually wouldn't be that expensive either. But if that's a big deal, that's something that's very easy to replace at a pick-apart place on Facebook Marketplace right now. Name is Rob. Again, 290 Beltway 8 Northwest Houston is where this one is kept at my house.